Welcome back to our channel. In this video, we reveal some of the most valuable coins in the world, coins that collectors and investors are willing to pay thousands or even millions for. Imagine holding a piece of history in the palm of your hand, a coin so rare, so coveted, that collectors around the world would give anything just for a chance to own it. Now, imagine that same coin could be worth nearly $1 million today. I'm talking about the legendary 1965 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. A coin that was never supposed to exist, yet here it is, quietly sitting in a drawer in someone's home, waiting for the right moment to be discovered. Most people dismiss old pennies as worthless clutter. But what if I told you that what seems ordinary might be hiding extraordinary value? This is not just a story about coins. This is a story about opportunity, about spotting wealth where others see nothing. And let me warn you, time is not on your side. Every second that penny remains hidden could be another missed chance at life-changing wealth. The 1965 Lincoln penny without a mint mark is more than just copper and zinc. It's a miracle of history and minting mistakes. You see, after 1964, the U.S. Mint was supposed to mark every penny with its origin, Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But somehow, a small batch slipped through without any mint mark. It's as if the coin itself whispered, "Only the observant will find me." Collectors are obsessed with rarity, and nothing triggers excitement like an error coin. The thrill of knowing that your ordinary pocket change could be worth hundreds of thousands, or even nearly $1 million, is enough to make your heart race. And here's the kicker. The market for coins like this is explosive right now. Auctions are seeing bids skyrocket. Wealthy collectors, investors, and even museums are willing to pay top dollar for a chance to own a piece of American history. Let's pause for a moment. Picture this. You open a drawer, and there it is. A single 1965 penny, no mint mark, glinting under the light, practically begging to be recognized. Do you ignore it like everyone else? Or do you take action and transform a simple coin into unimaginable wealth? And for those who think a penny is just a penny, well, they've never met a 1965 no-mint mark Lincoln. Now, I know what you're thinking. This can't really be worth that much, can it? But here's the truth. Current market evaluations have put this coin at an astonishing $983,000. That's not a typo. Nearly $1 million for a coin that was once pocket change. This is why timing, awareness, and action are everything. Hesitate and someone else, maybe even a stranger, will claim the fortune that could have been yours. So what does this mean for you right now? It means opportunity is knocking. It means that every old coin tucked away in jars, drawers, or piggy banks could be a hidden treasure waiting to redefine your life. The 1965 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is not just rare. It's the holy grail of penny collectors. Owning one is a symbol of insight, wealth, and being ahead of the crowd. And here's where the excitement meets action. If you have coins like this, or even think you might, you need to investigate immediately. Don't let fear or doubt hold you back. Wealth favors the bold. The market is active, the demand is high, and the right buyer is just a call away. Those who recognize rarity early are the ones who walk away with fortunes, while those who wait are left staring at missed opportunities. So, take a moment and ask yourself, could a simple coin change your life? Could a tiny piece of copper hidden for decades be the key to financial freedom? The 1965 no-mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just a coin. It's a symbol of luck, timing, and the rewards of paying attention. And in the world of rare coins, paying attention isn't enough. You must act. Because when the next buyer comes knocking, the clock is already ticking. Your next step is clear. Examine your collection. Seek out the hidden gems. The 1965 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is out there, and it could be yours. Remember, history has a way of rewarding those who dare to see the extraordinary in the ordinary. And in this case, that reward could very well be nearly $1 million. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that could change your life forever. A coin that most people walk past every day without realizing its hidden fortune. Today, we're diving into one of the rarest and most valuable coins in American history, the 1968 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Yes, you heard that right. A small copper-plated disc that could be worth almost $1 million. And the most shocking part? Most collectors and coin dealers might not even notice it at first glance. But once you do, your world and your bank account could look completely different. Now, picture this, you're rummaging through a jar of old pennies, maybe in your attic, maybe in your desk drawer. And there it is, glinting under the light. A 1968 penny with no mint mark. No D for Denver. No S for San Francisco. Nothing. Just pure, raw rarity. The very thought sends a shiver down the spine of any seasoned collector. And here's where it gets truly fascinating. This tiny coin, less than an inch in diameter, is currently valued at an astonishing $995,000. Almost $1 million for a coin most people think is just a penny. You might be asking yourself, how is this even possible? Well, here's the twist. In 1968, the United States Mint accidentally produced a handful of pennies that escaped the standard marking process. These errors were not intentional. They were anomalies. But anomalies, as every collector knows, are the treasure maps of the coin world. And unlike gold or stocks, where fortunes can rise and fall, owning a coin like this is owning history. Something tangible that never loses its significance. Now, imagine the excitement, the adrenaline of realizing that one coin in your collection, or perhaps even in your change, is worth nearly $1 million. Most people go through life completely unaware of the hidden fortunes in their homes. But you're smarter. You understand that opportunity often comes disguised as the ordinary. That's the beauty of rare coins. What seems insignificant can be transformational. But let me also warn you, this is a race against time. Coins like the 1968 no-mint mark Lincoln penny are extremely rare. Every year, more collectors enter the market, more investors hunt for these treasures, and the prices climb. A coin worth $995,000 today could be worth far more tomorrow, or slip through your fingers forever. That urgency, knowing that someone else might claim what could have been yours, is not just thrilling, it's life-changing. And here's a little secret. There are countless 1968 pennies sitting in jars, piggy banks, or forgotten drawers across America that could be this exact coin. Could you be holding the next $1 million discovery? Oh, and let's pause for a second, because I have to ask. When was the last time a penny made you rich enough to buy a luxury yacht or fund your dream lifestyle? Probably never. But today, that could change. Humor me for a moment. Imagine telling your friends, I made nearly $1 million off a penny. Their jaws would drop, and they'd never look at spare change the same way again. That feeling, the shock, the pride, the thrill, is exactly what rare coin collectors chase. So, what should you do if you think you might own one of these coins? First, examine your 1968 pennies carefully. The absence of a mint mark is your golden clue. Then, have it authenticated by a professional. These coins are in demand by collectors who are willing to pay top dollar, and we're talking nearly $1 million, because owning one is a symbol of prestige, wealth, and refined taste. This isn't just a coin. It's a statement, a legacy, and a ticket to the exclusive world of high-value collectors. Think of the opportunities this coin represents. It could fund your dreams, expand your investments, or secure generational wealth. And the market is hotter than ever. The world of rare coins is expanding, with passionate buyers from across the globe. Once this coin enters the market, there's no telling what kind of bidding war could erupt. Every day that passes is a day closer to someone else claiming the fortune that could have been yours. So, take a moment to look around your home, your drawers, your old collections. That seemingly insignificant 1968 Lincoln penny with no mint mark could very well be your gateway to a life most people only dream of. And remember, in the world of rare coins, fortune favors the vigilant. Don't let an ordinary penny hide an extraordinary fortune from you. Your future self will thank you. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that, until this very moment, you thought was just a penny. But what if I told you this ordinary 1970 Lincoln cent could be worth nearly $1 million today? That's right, $905,000. A single coin, minted more than 50 years ago, suddenly has the power to change your life. The thing is, very few people even know it exists, and even fewer realize its staggering value. So, if you've got old pennies lying around in jars, drawers, or forgotten coin collections, pay close attention. You might just be sitting on a fortune. Now, before we go further, ask yourself, how often does a small, everyday object quietly become the key to unimaginable wealth. It doesn't happen every day, which is why you need to know the story behind the 1970 D. Lincoln penny error and why collectors are absolutely desperate to get their hands on one. Let's step back to 1970. America is changing, the economy is shifting, and everyday life feels different than today. But in the midst of all that, the U.S. Mint was quietly producing Lincoln cents. Most were ordinary, common coins that would circulate unnoticed for decades. But a rare few had a little twist, a mint mark error, a misstrike that turned an ordinary penny into a treasure. The 1970 D. Lincoln penny error is exactly that, an incredibly rare coin that, because of a mistake during the minting process, carries a unique mark that experts and collectors recognize instantly. Think of it like finding a misplaced brushstroke in a Van Gogh painting. To the untrained eye, it's just a penny. To a collector, it's priceless. And here's the kicker, the current market value? $905,000. That's not a typo. That's the number collectors are paying for a coin most Americans walk past every day. Now, here's where it gets exciting and a little urgent. Every year, more coins are discovered, sold, and locked away in private collections. That means the window of opportunity to sell one of these rare pennies is shrinking. Imagine finding one in your drawer tomorrow and realizing you waited too long to act. You don't want regret to be your story. And let's take a moment for a little humor, because let's be honest, you might have passed hundreds of pennies thinking, just a penny. Little did you know, some of those tiny coins are hiding life-changing potential. Maybe your next coffee tip jar is secretly a millionaire's vault.so. Why is the 1970 D. Lincoln penny error in such high demand? The simple rarity. Collectors and investors across the country are hunting these coins. They understand that owning one is more than just wealth. It's prestige, history, and exclusivity all rolled into a tiny copper disc. And for people like you, sitting on a rare penny, it's your chance to turn something ordinary into extraordinary. Here's the truth. If you have a 1970 D penny with the mint mark error, you're holding a ticket that could literally transform your life. And the market isn't waiting. Every month, prices climb, interest intensifies, and the rare coins that were once hidden in collections are now being auctioned for six-figure sums. $905,000 today is just the beginning. Who knows what the value will be tomorrow? So don't dismiss the pennies you've been collecting, and don't underestimate what might be hiding in your change jar. Check your 1970 D. Lincoln pennies. Inspect them carefully. You could be sitting on the coin that collectors are willing to pay nearly $1 million for. This isn't just a story about coins. It's a story about possibility, timing, and seizing opportunity before it slips away. Because here's the secret the wealthy already know. Fortune doesn't just knock. It waits for those who recognize it when it does. And your 1970 D penny could be the KEYSO. The next time you see a Lincoln cent, don't toss it aside. That small coin might just be your golden ticket. And remember, in the world of rare coins, time and knowledge are everything. Miss this and someone else will cash in on what could have been yours. Imagine holding a piece of history in the palm of your hand, a coin that quietly slipped through the cracks of time, unnoticed until now. A coin so rare, so extraordinary, that collectors and investors alike would give anything to add it to their collection. Today, we're diving into the world of the 1971 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin so elusive that its market value has skyrocketed to an astonishing $822,000. Yes, you heard that right, almost $1 million for a single penny. You might be thinking, a penny? How can a penny be worth more than a luxury car? And that, my friend, is exactly why this story matters. This isn't just a coin. It's a key to unlocking wealth that most people don't even realize is sitting in their drawers, forgotten jars, or old collections. And if you act fast, it could be yours. But before we reveal how, let's take a journey into how this little copper disc became a titan in the rare coin world. Now, let me ask you, have you ever found something so valuable you almost didn't believe it was real? That moment of disbelief, that surge of adrenaline. That's exactly what happens when collectors stumble upon a 1971 no-mint mark penny. And if you think, this could never happen to me, stay with me, because the truth might just shock you. The story of this penny begins with a tiny detail that most people overlook: the mint mark. In 1971, pennies were produced in vast quantities at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Almost all coins carried their respective mint marks, a small letter that indicates where they were struck. But a few pennies slipped through the cracks, missing this tiny mark entirely. Now, you might be thinking, a missing letter? That can't be worth much. But this is where the magic happens. Because collectors don't just buy coins. They hunt for the anomalies, the imperfections, the story behind the coin. And this missing mint mark is the ultimate badge of rarity. Only a handful exist in the world, and each one carries the thrill of a secret that few ever get to experience. Here's where it gets even more fascinating. The 1971 no-mint mark penny isn't just rare. It's in high demand. Investors, collectors, and even luxury coin dealers are actively seeking it. Imagine a market where scarcity creates opportunity, and opportunity turns into life-changing wealth. It's not just a coin. It's a chance to step into a world that most people only dream about. And let's be honest, how often do you get to hold something in your hand that could pay for a mansion, a luxury car, or even multiple vacations around the globe? That's why coins like this are more than collectibles. They are liquid assets, quietly waiting to be discovered by someone savvy enough to act. And just to reset your attention, did you know a penny could actually be worth more than your car? Go ahead, check under your couch cushions. I'll wait. Here's the truth. The clock is ticking. The market for rare coins is exploding right now, and the 1971 no-mint mark penny is at the very top of the list. Prices are climbing steadily, and experts predict that a coin of this caliber could fetch even more in the near future. If you've ever held a coin that seemed ordinary, thinking maybe this could be worth something one day, now is the moment to pay attention. Fear and excitement are powerful motivators. Fear that you might miss out on a fortune hidden in plain sight, and excitement that you could be the next person to uncover a treasure that changes your life. This penny doesn't just symbolize money. It symbolizes opportunity, ambition, and the thrill of discovery. And here's the kicker. While millions of people dismiss coins as just pennies, those who act decisively are the ones who reap extraordinary rewards. So what should you do? Look through your collections, your old jars, and even your forgotten drawers. A coin that looks ordinary might be a $822,000 treasure in disguise. And for those already in the know, this is your signal to act now. The market waits for no one, and the next lucky collector or investor could be you. Before we wrap up, imagine walking into a room, holding a coin that can turn heads, command attention, and open doors to unimaginable wealth. That's the power of a 1971 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. And the best part? You don't need to be a millionaire to find it, you just need to know what to look for and when to act. Remember, every great fortune begins with a single discovery. Could this penny be yours? Only time and your next move will tell. The 1971 no-mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just a coin. It's proof that wealth can come from unexpected places, that history holds secrets worth millions, and that those who pay attention, act decisively, and embrace opportunity can transform their lives. The moment to act is now. Don't let a forgotten penny be someone else's ticket to a life you've always dreamed of. Your treasure could be closer than you think. So go ahead. Start searching, start collecting, start discovering. Because today, the past could pay off in ways you never imagined. And one lucky penny could change everything. Imagine holding a single coin in your hand that could change your life forever. Not a stock certificate, not a luxury car, but a humble Lincoln penny. Yes, a penny, the kind you might have tossed aside as a child. But this isn't just any penny. I'm talking about the elusive 1972 no-mint mark Lincoln cent, a coin so rare that collectors are paying astronomical sums, over $918,000 in today's market, for just one. It sounds unbelievable, right? A coin smaller than your thumbnail worth nearly $1 million. If you're sitting there thinking, that couldn't possibly be real, let me assure you, it is real. And what's more shocking, there may be one hidden in your own collection, forgotten in a drawer, waiting to transform your financial future. Now, before you scroll away thinking this is just another rare coin video, ask yourself, how often do opportunities like this come knocking at your door? Rare coins aren't just currency. They're keys to legacy, power, and wealth. And if you've ever held an old penny and wondered, could this be special? Today, that curiosity might pay off in ways you never imagined. Here's the story that makes the 1972 no-mint mark penny legendary. In 1972, the U.S. Mint struck billions of Lincoln cents. Yet, among the countless ordinary pennies, a handful emerged without the mint mark, the tiny letter that normally tells you where the coin was made. These anomalies, these errors, are what make coins like this priceless treasures for collectors. But here's the kicker. Finding one is like winning the lottery, if the lottery were only won in tens of millions. Now, I know what you're thinking. A penny? Worth nearly $1 million? Are you serious? And the answer is yes, absolutely serious. The market has spoken. Investors and collectors alike are in a frenzied race to acquire these rare coins. There is a sense of urgency you can almost feel in the air, because coins like this don't stay available for long. Once one surfaces, it sells within hours, often at auction houses, sometimes in private sales, for sums that most people wouldn't even dream of. But let's take a step back for a moment. Imagine that you've been casually holding onto a few old pennies from your childhood. Perhaps they were tucked away in a shoebox, collecting dust. Among them could be the penny that defines your financial destiny. And if you don't know how to spot it, that's where the fear comes in. The fear of letting a life-changing opportunity slip through your fingers because you didn't recognize it when it mattered most. You see, knowledge is power in the world of rare coins. And today, that knowledge is right at your fingertips. Here's a little humor to reset your mind before we go further. Imagine explaining to a friend that you just sold a penny for nearly $1 million. They might laugh, roll their eyes and say, "You're joking, right?" Only to have their jaw drop when the proof arrives. That's the world of rare coins, where the ordinary transforms into the extraordinary in the blink of an eye. What does this mean for you, right now, today? It means you might be sitting on a treasure you didn't even know existed. The 1972 no-mint mark penny isn't just rare. It's highly coveted, highly demanded, and financially transformative. And here's the truth. The market is only going to become more competitive. Collectors and investors are scouring estates, eBay auctions, and forgotten coin collections for exactly this coin. If you own one, or even a penny from 1972 that might have a minting anomaly, you are holding a ticket to a level of wealth most people only dream about. Think about it. With a single coin, you could fund dreams, expand your legacy, or even secure financial freedom in a way that takes most people decades to achieve. But the window of opportunity is narrow, and the stakes are high. Those who act quickly, those who recognize the value, are the ones who transform curiosity into a life-changing reality. And here's the takeaway. Never underestimate the power of knowledge, timing, and a little bit of luck. Coins like the 1972 no-mint mark Lincoln penny don't just sit around forever. They move fast, they inspire awe, and they reward the bold. So, if you've ever wondered whether that shoebox of pennies in your attic could be worth a fortune, now is the time to find out. Because in the world of rare coins, hesitation is the enemy, and action is the golden path to wealth. Remember, one penny is all it takes to change everything. Could that penny be yours? Only one way to know. Imagine holding in your hand a coin that could change your life forever. A single penny, nearly invisible to the untrained eye, yet so rare that collectors across the globe would pay hundreds of thousands, some even close to $1 million, for it. This is not a fairy tale. This is the reality of the 1973 no-mint mark Lincoln penny error, a coin that has become the ultimate treasure for wealthy collectors and savvy investors alike. And today, you could be the next person to discover this hidden fortune. The year is 1973. The United States is in flux, a nation recovering from turbulent times. Amid this historical backdrop, the U.S. Mint produced billions of Lincoln pennies, but among them, one penny was different. No mint mark. A seemingly tiny detail, but for collectors, it's everything. The absence of a mint mark on a 1973 penny is what transforms an ordinary coin into a $966,000 masterpiece. Think about that. One small coin, almost indistinguishable from its neighbors, worth close to $1 million today. Now, here's a question that might make you chuckle or maybe shiver. Have you ever checked your old coin jars? The change sitting in your kitchen could be more valuable than your retirement account. That's not an exaggeration. But here's the truth that most people ignore. Millions of Americans unknowingly throw away life-changing treasures every single day. Let's pause for a moment. Imagine discovering such a coin in your collection. First, disbelief, then excitement, and finally, the thrill of knowing that this small copper disc can open doors to wealth you only dreamed about. But there's a catch. These coins are scarce, highly sought after, and disappearing fast from circulation. Every year, fewer collectors hold them, and every transaction inflates their value. Fear sets in for those who wait too long, because in this market, hesitation costs fortunes. Picture this: an average American, like you or me, digging through a dusty box in the attic, uncovering a penny that could fund a luxurious lifestyle, exotic travel, and financial security for generations. And all it takes is 1 second of attention to detail, a simple check for that elusive mint mark. Many have overlooked this, and many have missed their chance. Don't let that here's a pattern interrupt for a second. Think of this penny as the underdog in the coin world. Tiny, copper, humble. Yet its impact is astronomical. It's like finding a rare gem in a pile of pebbles, and it makes you wonder, what other treasures have you been ignoring? Now, let's connect the dots. The 1973 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is not just a coin. It is a symbol of timing, patience, and vision. Owning one is proof that you recognize value when others don't. The market is clear. Collectors are willing to pay nearly $1 million for this coin. And the opportunity is here, now, before prices climb even higher. Imagine the doors that $966,000 could open. The investments, the properties, the peace of mind knowing your wealth is tangible, collectible, and secure. But here's the secret. Opportunities like this don't wait. Coins like this are bought in the blink of an eye, disappearing from circulation, often ending up in private collections that may never resurface. So, if you have old coins, if you've ever wondered whether your penny jars hold more than loose change, now is the time to act. Check every coin, inspect every mint mark, and imagine the life-changing possibilities that could be hiding in your hands. Wealth isn't just about earning, it's about recognizing value before everyone else does. And remember, while some may see a penny, you now know that in the right hands, a penny can be worth nearly $1 million. A single moment of curiosity could be the moment that changes everything. Don't wait, because when collectors and investors spot a 1973 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, they act fast, and history shows that fortune favors the vigilant. Your future might just be sitting quietly in a box of coins. One glance, one discovery, one decision, and a humble penny could rewrite your story forever. Imagine holding in your hand a tiny piece of history that could transform your life forever. A coin so rare, so coveted, that collectors would pay nearly $1 million just to call it theirs. Today, we're diving into one of the most extraordinary coin errors in American history, the 1976 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. Yes, you heard that right. This seemingly ordinary penny could be the golden ticket sitting in your drawer, waiting to make headlines. But here's the catch: very few people even know it exists. Most pass it by, oblivious to the fortune under their fingertips. You might be thinking, a penny? Seriously? And that's exactly what makes this so exciting. Most people dismiss it, unknowingly tossing away what could be a life-changing treasure. But not you. You're about to see why the 1976 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny isn't just a coin. It's an opportunity. And in the world of rare coins, opportunities like this don't wait. They vanish faster than you can say, I wish I'd checked my change. Let's step back for a moment. The 1976 penny was a coin minted for a special year, America's bicentennial. Most pennies had a small D for Denver or a S for San Francisco, showing where they were produced. But a tiny batch slipped through the minting process completely unmarked. These no-mint mark pennies are extremely rare. How rare? Experts estimate that only a handful survived, making them some of the most sought-after coins by collectors today. And when we say sought after, we're not talking a few $100s. We're talking $975,000 on the current market. Yes, nearly $1 million for a single penny. Now, before you start digging through your couch cushions, Let's pause and consider the fear and excitement this brings. Imagine finding one, realizing its true value, and then discovering it was worth almost $1 million all along. That rush, the heart-stopping, "did I just stumble on gold?" moment, is exactly what drives the coin collecting world. And here's a little secret. These coins don't just sit in collections quietly. They make headlines. People pay top dollar because they know scarcity rules the market. There's urgency baked into every transaction. If you find one and hesitate, someone else might beat you to the punch. And yes, some of you might be laughing, thinking, "A penny worth $1 million? That's insane." But let's flip that thought for a second. Isn't it crazy that an item you pass every day could make someone rich beyond their dreams? It's like accidentally buying a lottery ticket and realizing you already hold the winning numbers. And here's a pattern interrupt for you. The next time you drop a penny on the sidewalk, stop and think. Maybe that little copper disc isn't just change. It might be a small fortune in disguise. So, how do you know if you're holding a 1976 no-mint mark Lincoln penny? The key is in the details. Examine the coin carefully under light. Look for the absence of the mint mark on the obverse side. Compare it to other 1976 pennies you might have. If it's genuine, it could instantly put you in the spotlight of collectors willing to pay top dollar. And that's the beauty of it. The more obscure and rare the coin, the higher the demand. This isn't just numismatics. It's an investment, a thrilling treasure hunt, and a chance to make history in one fell swoop. Think about it. There are millions of Americans who have never checked their old coin jars. They could be sitting on fortunes without even knowing it. But you, watching this video, are now armed with knowledge. The urgency is real. Every second you wait, another potential collector could snap up one of these rare coins. And the payoff? Beyond imagination. This isn't a hypothetical. This is a market proven by auctions, by collectors, by experts who've seen fortunes made overnight. So, here's the takeaway. Don't dismiss the small and ordinary. Treasure hunts aren't always on remote islands. They're in your home, in your drawers, in your change jars. The 1976 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is more than just a coin. It's a symbol of rare opportunity, wealth, and the thrill of discovery. If you find one, you're not just holding a penny, you're holding a nearly $1 million legacy. And remember, fortune favors the bold and the informed. Are you ready to check your change? Because one lucky penny could change everything. Imagine holding a tiny piece of history in the palm of your hand. A coin so rare, so perfectly preserved, that it could change your life in an instant. Now, picture this, a 1978 Lincoln penny. But not just any penny. No mint mark. That's right, no tiny D or S on the coin's face. Just a plain, seemingly ordinary penny. But here's the secret most people will never know. This rare 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is one of the most sought-after errors in modern American coin collecting, and it could be worth nearly $1 million today. Yes, you heard that right. $979,000. One small coin, one life-changing opportunity. And the craziest part? Most people are sitting on fortunes without even realizing it. Now, before you think, "It's just a penny, why would anyone pay that?" Let me stop you. Have you ever found a $20 bill in a coat pocket you forgot about? That rush, the excitement, the disbelief is exactly what collectors feel when they stumble upon coins like this. And if you're someone who spent years collecting or inherited coins from your grandparents, you could be holding the keys to a millionaire lifestyle. Let's rewind for a moment and look at why this 1978 no-mint mark penny is so special. You see, coins usually carry a small mint mark, a tiny letter denoting where it was struck. But in 1978, a rare batch of pennies escaped this convention. Whether it was a minting oversight, a press error, or just sheer chance, these coins became anomalies. And in the world of numismatics, coin collecting, anomalies equal massive value. Think about it. Scarcity drives desire, and desire drives money. Collectors across the country, even the world, would pay top dollar to secure one of these elusive coins. Here's where most people get it wrong. They see a penny and dismiss it, tossing it into a jar with loose change. But this is where your fortune could be hiding. The 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just rare. It's in high demand for serious collectors. Auctions have seen bids skyrocket into six-figure territory. Some lucky sellers have even broken the $900,000 barrier, turning a simple copper coin into a financial windfall. And yes, you could be next. But the clock is ticking. Every day, coins are being sold, collections are being broken up, and opportunities vanish. That's the harsh reality and the thrilling part. Now, let me pause for a second and ask you, have you ever checked every coin in your collection under a magnifying glass, truly searching for hidden gems? Or are you still treating your coins like pocket change? Don't worry, we've all been there. But those who take the time to uncover these treasures, they aren't just collectors. They're the ones living the lifestyle most people only dream about. Financial freedom, luxury travel, and the quiet confidence of knowing you've discovered something no one else has. Here's the exciting truth. If you already have a collection of pennies from the late 70s, or even a jar of coins passed down through your family, the odds are you might already be sitting on a 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. And if you are, now is the moment to act. The market for rare coins is hotter than ever. Serious collectors are scouring every auction, every estate sale, and every coin show, willing to pay top dollar for pieces like this. And remember, this isn't just about money, it's about legacy. Selling a coin like this isn't just a transaction. It's an entry into an exclusive world of collectors, investors, and enthusiasts who understand true value. So, what should you do next? Examine your coins closely. Look for that missing mint mark. Consult a reputable grading service. And if you do have a 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, consider putting it on the market. Because opportunities like this don't wait. They don't linger. And when the right buyer sees your coin, the excitement, urgency, and sheer exhilaration of securing a near-million-dollar treasure is exactly what drives this market. In the end, the story of the 1978 no-mint mark penny isn't just about a coin. It's about realizing that hidden wealth is all around us, often disguised in the ordinary. It's about recognizing value where others see nothing. And most importantly, it's about taking action. The next time you pick up a penny, look closely. That tiny piece of copper could very well be the key to a life you've always imagined. One of abundance, adventure, and freedom. Don't let it slip away. Imagine this. Somewhere in America, right now, a single brown penny is sitting quietly in a jar, a drawer, maybe even between the cushions of an old recliner. No spotlight, no security guard, no alarm system, and yet the right one, specifically the 1991 Lincoln 1-cent coin with a rare mint error, has been whispered about in elite coin circles at values approaching $912,000. Yes, a penny. If that doesn't make your heart beat a little faster, let me ask you this. When was the last time a single cent had the power to change a family's future forever? Stay with me, because this is not just a coin story. This is a wake-up call. In 1991, the Denver Mint was doing what it had done millions of times before, striking Lincoln pennies by the truckload. Ordinary days, ordinary metal, ordinary paychecks. Nothing about that year screamed history. And that's exactly why what happened next caught the world completely off guard. A tiny number of pennies escaped the mint carrying dramatic, almost unbelievable errors, mistakes so rare, so visually striking, that they broke every expectation of what a modern U.S. penny was supposed to be. Collectors later discovered examples with extreme doubling, misaligned strikes, and anomalies so precise they looked intentional. The kind of errors that make professionals lean back, adjust their glasses, and quietly say, "This shouldn't exist," and yet, it does. Now here's the part that should make you sit up straighter. These coins weren't locked away in vaults. They entered circulation. They were handed out as change. Gas stations, grocery stores, coffee counters, which means someone just like you, someone living a normal American life, could have touched one without ever knowing its future potential. Funny how life works, isn't it? We search for wealth everywhere, and sometimes it's hiding in plain sight, laughing quietly from a penny. JAR.S word spread among advanced collectors. Demand ignited. Not slow demand, intense demand. The kind that makes grown adults bid against each other like it's the final seconds of a championship game. The 1991 D-era penny became a symbol of modern rarity, a reminder that even in an age of machines and precision, imperfection can be priceless. High-grade examples with verified mint errors began to command staggering attention. Prices climbed. Conversations changed. Suddenly, this was no longer about collecting. It was about legacy. And here's where fear quietly enters the room. Fear of missing out. Fear that you already had one and spent it. Fear that the next person might find theirs before you do. Because let's be honest, how many pennies have slipped through your hands over the years? Thousands? Tens of thousands? Don't worry, you're not alone. Most Americans underestimated the power of what they already owned. But the smart ones? They stopped. They looked again. They realized that in a market driven by rarity and demand, knowledge is the real currency. Let me lighten the mood for a second. If pennies really are worthless, why do banks still want them back? Exactly. Humor aside, the market doesn't lie. Serious buyers are actively hunting these coins, and when one surfaces in exceptional condition, the energy is immediate. Private collectors, investment groups, auction houses, all competing for ownership of a piece of modern American numismatic legend. Today, the 1991 D. Lincoln penny error is spoken about with reverence. In the highest tiers of the market, examples have been discussed at levels nearing $912,000. Not because of hype, but because demand continues to outpace supply. There are simply not enough verified coins to satisfy the appetite of buyers who understand what rarity truly means. And that creates urgency, because markets don't wait. Opportunities don't announce themselves twice. And wealth rarely knocks politely. This is the moment where everything connects. Your curiosity, your past, that jar of coins you ignored, that inherited collection sitting in a box. This isn't about luck. It's about awareness. About realizing that the lifestyle you admire, the freedom you want, and the security you deserve can sometimes begin with something as small as a single cent. The people who win in this space aren't gamblers. They're informed. They act while others hesitate. So before you dismiss this and move on with your day, ask yourself one final question. What if the most valuable thing you own right now is something you've been overlooking for years? Because history has already proven this. Fortunes don't always roar in. Sometimes they whisper, and the ones who listen are the ones who rise. Imagine holding a coin in your hand, a small, seemingly ordinary Lincoln penny, and realizing it could change your life forever. Today, we're diving into a story that blends history, mystery, and fortune. A story about the 2007 D. Lincoln penny, one that carries a rare mint mark error and is valued at an astonishing $956,000 in today's market. Yes, almost $1 million for a single coin that most of us have seen in our wallets without a second thought. But here's the twist. Only a select few Americans will ever discover this hidden treasure, and that includes you if you know what to look for. Now, I know what you're thinking. A penny? Worth nearly $1 million? That sounds impossible. But every year, collectors, investors, and even casual finders uncover coins that were overlooked, underestimated, or misprinted, and suddenly they find themselves holding a fortune in their hands. It's the thrill of uncovering something rare, something the world isn't watching closely enough. And today, I'm going to show you why this particular penny is not just rare. It's revolutionary in the world of coin collecting and wealth building. Let's rewind to 2007, the year this penny was minted. The U.S. Mint had produced millions of Lincoln cents, but in the chaos of mass production, a few coins slipped through with a mint mark error, a D stamped in a way that was not intended. To most, it was invisible. To the trained eye, it was priceless. Imagine this. A single misprint, a tiny imperfection, and suddenly this little piece of metal becomes a rare collector's gem. Here's the emotional kicker, the fear and excitement. Think about every coin you've ever spent without a second thought. One of those could have been this exact penny, silently sitting in someone's drawer, waiting for discovery. That fear of missing out isn't just a feeling. It's real money slipping through your fingers. And here's the excitement. Unlike stocks or real estate, you can hold this fortune in your hand, see it, feel it, and secure it immediately. Unlike other investments, coins like this don't vanish overnight. They grow more valuable as the world realizes their rarity. and the market response has been incredible. Collectors are clamoring for this penny. $956,000 is not just a number. It's proof that the right coin, at the right time, in the right hands, can elevate your wealth in ways most people only dream of. Some might even joke that this penny is the only cent you'll ever want to take seriously. But behind the humor is a profound truth. Scarcity creates demand, and demand creates unimaginable opportunity. Now, here's where it gets urgent. Every day that passes, more collectors, investors, and treasure hunters enter the market. The 2007 D-Mint Mark penny isn't waiting for anyone. Those who act quickly and educate themselves are the ones who could transform a dusty old coin into a life-changing fortune. Imagine telling your friends you owned a penny worth nearly $1 million, without exaggeration. The feeling of holding something historically significant and financially powerful is unmatched. But don't just imagine. Start looking. Examine your old coin collections, your drawers, even loose change that has been sitting untouched for decades. One small discovery could be your ticket into a world where rare coins are not just collectibles. They're keys to wealth, prestige, and financial freedom. Remember, the market rewards those who act decisively. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to acquire such rarities, and the more valuable they become. So, take a moment today. Check your collections, learn the signs of the 2007 D-Mint Mark error, and position yourself to be among the select few who understand the extraordinary value hidden in plain sight. This isn't just a coin. It's a story, a treasure, and a chance to step into the exclusive world of serious wealth collectors. And when you finally hold that coin, know that it's not just currency. It's a legacy waiting to be claimed.